Good evening, friends and family. It's Talk About It Tuesday. Let's get started tonight. We need to talk tonight, family. OMG, what is going on? What is going on in the community? Let's get ready. Join in. Do me a huge favor. Make sure you are sharing this live broadcast. All right, make sure, good evening. Let me see who we got here on the line tonight. Who's joining in? Make sure you leave your name, number, not your number, leave your name. I'm acting like I'm doing a voicemail. Leave your name. Let me know what city and state you're joining in from. Hey, Janice, good evening. Thank you, Latricia. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate you. Let's get started here. We're going to talk about a few things that I think we need to talk about as a community, as a family, as a people, as a culture, right? So we're going to talk tonight. I'm so excited to be alive, first of all. All right, while we get started, make sure you share. We're going to get started soon. This is our theme song. Thank you so much, Janice, for sharing. Listen, I do not own the rights to this song. This is Ebony Gibson and the Imagination Band. The name of this song is I'm Building Something. All right. Thank you so much for joining. I see we getting our numbers up. Woo, woo. Let's get those numbers up a little bit. Get those numbers up. Do me a huge favor. Make sure you share tonight's broadcast. We need to talk tonight, family. And I think this is an important conversation for us to have as a community, as a people, as a culture, right? That we have this conversation and we talk about it. Okay. Let's talk tonight. Do me a favor. Make sure you share. We are not going to be on long because I'm actually away for business with my job, but I want to make sure we touch base tonight and have a conversation, an important conversation about this subject on tonight. All right, we're going to get started. This song is so hot. All right, good evening, everybody. What's up? It's your girl, Lady J. Listen, Janice Stevens. And I want to make sure we have a conversation tonight. Make sure you let me know. Say hello in the chat. Y'all know I think it's ookie spooky. I think it's super weird. I think it's passive aggressive when you join in on a live and you don't make no kind of noise, right? When you don't say hello, you don't give a shout out, you don't let us know what city or state you're coming from. That is weird to me. And so, listen, quit hiding in the shadows. Let me know who you are. Thank you again for joining in tonight. Thank you for joining our live broadcast every Tuesday right here, same time. Talk About It Tuesday, streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. All right. So if you missed this tonight, you can always go back to YouTube and catch this live stream. All right. And catch that we can talk together. Again, it's Talk About It Tuesday. Do me a huge favor. Make sure that you are sharing. Make sure you are sharing. Make sure you share this live broadcast because somebody each week, it is something that is shared that somebody needs to hear. Someone needs to come back and just listen to this. I'm telling you, there are so many things that I've learned from social media, so many things in ways that I've grown, right? From just picking up just small things and small information. And so I think that's what people going to do tonight as well. And each week when they join us on Talk About It Tuesday, hi sis, hi Katrina, my gorgeous sister, hello, good evening. Let's Talk About It Tuesday. Y'all already know that I'm going to give you some news. I'm going to give you some updates. We're going to talk about community information, and I'm going to always leave you an inspiration and sprinkle joy along the way. Right? I'm always going to give you news. I'm always going to give you information. I'm always going to talk about things that are important to our community, and I'm always going to sprinkle it with joy. You're going to always leave my presence with joy. All right? Again, I do not own this song. This is Ebony Gibson and the Imagination Band. And the name of this song is called I'm Building Something. This is our intro song every week. And in fact, there are many things that I'm doing lately that this song just, it rings loud in my ears that I'm building something. And to build anything, you need people. You need people who will support you, people who will push you. You need people who will hold your ladder, right? And you need people who, as they're holding your ladder, that you're pulling them up as well. And I plan to do exactly that. All right. And so let's talk, y'all. What's up, family? What is going on in the hood? I am excited. I am streaming live tonight from Toledo, Ohio, here with my job for tonight. Be back on tomorrow. But there's a couple of things that are in the news that I want to make sure we talk about. Y'all know we always hit up some news in our conversation. You know, we talk a little bit about politics. We always talk about the latest movies to watch. Y'all, I got something to share, something that we have watched that is good, right? It is like for real good. And I want y'all to check it out. Tell me what y'all think about it. And we're going to talk about some inspiration. We're always going to talk about inspiration. But this is like the end of the year, and we'll meet also next week. But we need it when it comes to the end of the year, we need to talk about money, right? And we also, as we always do, we're going to talk about some businesses, and we're going to talk about some inspiration. All right. I'm always going to leave you with inspiration. So here goes. Y'all, we need to talk. All right. We need to talk about this right here. Do y'all see them twin babies that are missing? One of them are missing. One was dropped off somewhere, and there's another one that's missing. Y'all, that is scary. It is scary. And I see some people talking about it, but every page needs to be talking about that this baby needs to get back home to its mom, right? As many of you know, I have done most of my secular work has come in the field of child welfare and social work. Many times I have to go as a spokesperson, or had to go as a spokesperson for my agency, and talk to daycares and child care providers and of that nature. I had to talk to parents. And one of the things that I'm always talking about when it comes to even children's services, being in your business, is making sure that you protect your home front, right? That you protect your home front. And one of the ways we do that, and one of the things that every child care center is required to do, is to call children's services if you leave a child in your car, right? And so when you're dropping the kid off, you got to take everybody out the car. I know it's an inconvenience. I know you don't want to do that, but you have to take everybody out the car. Why? Because that is the law, right? You cannot do that. And so my concern, and why I feel like I need to talk to those that I have influence of, and at this point, it don't even matter. But I think it's important that we still have this conversation that, listen, if you have children in your car, then those children cannot be unsupervised ever, never, ever. It is your responsibility. And I know this is a hard conversation, and don't nobody want to have this conversation, but you need to be watching your children, right? You need to be engaged. How can a car get stolen with twin babies in it if there are adults in it? I mean, did the adults get kidnapped too? I'm not hearing that conversation. I'm not seeing that in the news. What I am seeing is that there are two babies who were left in a car, and the car was stolen with the babies in the car. Right? Hi, Misty. Thank you so much for joining me. Hi, Anissa. Thank you for joining me. And I know it's going to be a whole lot of people. Hi, Darlena. Thank you so much. There's a lot of people that I know that's going to ruffle some feathers, right? I know there are some people on here watching like, well, I didn't have to go in the store, and I left my kids in the car, and that didn't happen. Well, maybe it didn't happen for you, but that is not what should be happening. In our community, we need to have the conversation that no child should be left in a car, yo. Why are babies in the car? Hi, Leanne. I know you work at a child care center as well, right? And it could happen to anybody. I don't care if you don't live in a hood. If you live in a suburb, it can happen, right? It doesn't matter. I don't care if you live in a poverty-stricken area, if you live in a wealthy area that's abundant in wealth. It can happen to anybody. No child should be left in a car, period. Never. And if you are a child care provider, if you are a center, if you're a director, if there are any children in a car and you know there's children in a car and they came to bring that one, you should be calling children's services in your county. And for Columbus, Ohio, which is where I dwell, you should be calling Franklin County Children's Services or you should be shut down. That is a requirement. You should lose your license if you're not following that. And we're calling children's services for people who are whipping their children, right? And you have the right to do that as a parent. The law protects you as a parent. Parents do not believe that you cannot corporally punish your children. You can't beat your child, but in the law, it is in there morally speaking that you are able to do that. And so we're calling the law on people, on parents discipline their children, but we won't call the law on people who are leaving their children in the car. And now the children are kidnapped out of car. Martisha, thank you so much for joining. Walter, thank you so much for joining tonight. Everyone, please make sure you do me a favor and share this because this is a conversation we need to have. As a community, I am so tired. We are talking about is the man, and we're talking about what white people are doing to us. We're talking about what Mexican people are doing to us. We're talking about what every other culture, we're talking about Jews and fake Jews and all of that. But we're not talking about the behavior in the community that is leading up to a lot of the information that the news gathers to be able to promote and be able to promote this stuff on the news. They're talking about us and they're talking about this our culture because we're not having the conversations. Yeah, I know. Leanne, thank you so much for sharing. I know we're not having these kind of conversations. Right? We're not having these kind of conversations with your friends, with your sisters, with your homies, with come on now. We're not having the conversations in our families at things. What do y'all talk about at Thanksgiving? What you talk about at Christmas? You know, what are you talking about? Nobody should be leaving their children in the car. How did this happen? How did we get here? Why is this happening right now? Why is this in the news? This is something that's so simple that, you know, this is an easy fix. And now we have a mother or a parent, I should say a parent that has a whole baby that's missing because we got babies who was left in the car and then the car got stolen. Y'all, we need to have this conversation. We need to sit in this as a people, as a community. I don't care what color you are, black, white, orange, yellow, gray. We need to sit in this feeling. People are on there, they are angry, they cussing, they all this, talking about how in the world bring those babies back. But the first conversation should be, how did the babies get stolen in the first place? How were they in the car? We need to sit in this moment. We need to sit in this feeling. We need to sit in this to feel what this dysfunction has done to a whole people group. And we shift blame and we push blame. Hi, Jeffrey. We push blame on a whole lot of other stuff, which is true. There are systemic racism. There is things that are done against to shut down, silence, put away, kill an entire people group. But when do we take responsibility for our own behaviors? Y'all, this is like the auntie conversation. This is like the mama conversation. This is like that grandmama conversation to say, how did you get here? Nobody is that busy. Listen, I know I'm busy. My busy is busy. I'm telling you, my busy is busy. But you cannot be too busy that you have leaving children in a car, y'all. How are we here? Where do we get here? What kind of conversations need to be had? Can you imagine? And so our prayer, I saw one of my spiritual daughters who released a prayer to say, may this not, because we believe that they're going to be returned. How many people believe, right? How many people believe these babies are going to be returned, right? So we believe they're going to be returned, but we need to cover and pray for their minds, right? that this will not attach to their purpose. This will not attach to their destiny. This will not attach to that, right? And so we just cover them now, right? These babies who are missing, these babies, these poor babies, right before a holiday. And the holiday don't even matter. It's the day. And this day, we got babies that are missing because they was left in the car. These are conversations we got to have, y'all, as people, as mamas, as sisters, as aunties, as friends, as the village. If your village can't say something to correct you, you need another village. If your village can't pull you up or bring you up, you need a new village. If your village can't get in your business and say, listen, you need to do better right here, then you need a new village. And let me tell you, I'm the first to say I am so grateful for my village. I am so grateful for my village who ain't gonna let me go to hell. I'm grateful for my village who get in my business. I'm grateful for my village that bust my bubble to let me know that, listen, I ain't that cool. I ain't that good, right? My potato chips ain't that good. I'm that who can say your slip showing, as the old folks used to say, right? You need a new village. And I want to say that if you are a part of somebody's village, make sure you active. Make sure that you're not in the village just by namesake. You need to be an active participant in the village. I'm just saying, y'all, I'm upset. I'm angry that we got two babies who are missing because they were left in the car. Now, are we upset that the babies are missing, or are we upset that they was left in the car? Or should we be upset with both situations? Pastor Robinson, thank you so much for joining up. Man, I love y'all so much. God knew what we needed. God knew we need y'all, right? Love you so much. Listen, what do you think? Leave me in the comments. Hello, Davia. Davia. Happy birthday, woman. Listen, you was absolutely gorgeous for your birthday, honey. You make 60 look amazing. What you say? I want to be like you when I grow up, right? What do y'all think? Or should we be mad that the babies were stolen? Are we mad the babies were stolen? Are we mad that the babies left in the car? Or should we be having a conversation about both? Let me see your comments. Let me see you in the comments. I see you, Leanne. You said we should be upset about both situations. I hear you. That's where I'm at, right? Where should we be? Let me see you in the comments, right? Come on now. Y'all know I don't like no ookie spooky people that's just watching and ain't participating. What should the conversation be? Should the conversation be that these kids are stolen? And I know right now it can seem like irrelevant that we're even having the conversation. Bring them babies home. I hear you. I understand. But there is going to be somebody else, I'm telling you, tonight that's going to go in the store because you just want to go in there and get you some flour to make you a pound cake for Christmas. And you're going to leave them babies in the car. Which one? Where is this conversation? Should we have just conversation that we're in the car? Should we have a conversation that babies were stolen? Or should we have a conversation about both of them? Where is my community? Where's your head when it comes to this? Where y'all at? Where y'all at with this? Let me see. Anybody else have an opinion? Anybody else? Lord have mercy. Yes, and they were infants. That's right. They were infants. All right. And so maybe you guys are not commenting because maybe you're afraid. Maybe somebody, may retaliate and you mad because people might say something about your opinion. Y'all know I ain't scared. Or maybe you're just sitting in this. Hi, Ashley. Maybe you're sitting in this moment just to say, man, it's heartbreaking. I hate that this has happened for this mother. I hate that this drama is going on for these babies. I hate that. Maybe that's you, right? And it's okay to sit in this moment to say, what can we do better, right? That's the first conversation I wanted to have. I said we ain't going to be long. The next thing I want to have, we have to teach our children how to lose. I just want you to write that in the comments. We need to teach our children how to lose right now to bring the board home and about not leaving our children alone. That's right. Both. I can imagine how the mother is feeling. I understand, man. Lord have mercy. But do y'all see how we are busy? We so busy and we so preoccupied that we don't put things in proper perspective and we just out to do what we need to do, right? So I remember I was a single mom, y'all. I was trying to do this. I was trying to hustle. I was trying to work. Lord have mercy. I was trying to do all these things. And in one snap decision, many things could have been different. One snap decision, many things could have been different, right? But the next thing I want to talk about is we have to teach our children how to lose. We have to teach our children how to lose. What are you talking about, Janet? All right, let me tell you. Especially, hi, Renita, especially when it comes to sports, sportsmanship, teammates, athleticism. We have to teach our children how to lose. Listen, the saddest thing that I saw, and I know it is crushing sports. I'm telling you, the competition is real, right? It could be a heartbreak to lose. But y'all, I'm telling you that I saw something. It was on the news this week, all in the social media. But y'all know Jackson State, right, had this football game. And in the game was this young man who dropped the winning pass, right? He dropped the winning pass, right? He dropped the ball. The ball came to him so he could be able to get the winning score. They would have won the game. But in this moment, y'all, in that moment, he dropped the ball and they lost the game. This young man was so distraught. He was so distraught that they had to call in a pastor to pray for this man, this young man, to cover this young man. Y'all, listen to me. It took hours to get him calmed down, to get him to just be, safe enough to be able to go home and all of that. But the other side of it is you got a people who are making threats, death threats against this young man because they lost. So if adults don't know how to lose, kids won't know how to lose either. And if we do not teach our children how to lose, if we do not teach them the emotional intelligence to live in life, the emotional intelligence to be able to handle disagreements and to go to work and all this other stuff. This is why we see the chaos. This is why we see the confusion. This is why we see the mass shootings. This is why, because we have children who have not been taught emotional intelligence to know how to live in life with wins and with losses. Oh, I know it's good. To win, to be able to live in life with wins and losses. But that responsibility and that kind of growth and maturity and that kind of raising and that kind of development comes from the parents. We must teach our children emotional intelligence so they can handle life. And this young man, although they lost a game, and I know it was crucial, it was a bowl game, it was crazy. I mean, his hands was here, the ball hit his hands, but the ball failed. But in that moment, if we do not teach children how to handle losses, then they will go about life, handle these losses in an unsafe way. They will go about handling losses in an immature way. They'll go about handling losses, risking everything, risking it all. But that's just a child, and that's just people who are young people. But what about the adults who can't handle losses? And so we got adults who then sent this young college football player threats to his life, to his family. Can you imagine feeling insecure at the place that you should feel safe at home? Right? We have to do better as people. I'm telling you, we have to do better as people. And listen, this is one of the things I remember my son. Listen, parents used to be so mad at me. But my son, when they used to lose, right, his little league team used to lose, and the parents used to be clapping, still clapping them out. No, I'm not clapping. No, son, that was not a good game. No, son, y'all lost. No, son, this is what you need to do better the next time. And he had to hear from me. He had to hear from his daddy. He had to hear from his uncle, his cousins, right? Because you need to know how to handle losses. And you need to know you do not win all the time. But there is a way to win just by making some small adjustments in your playbook and how you do and managing your mind and your thoughts while you're in the game, making sure you're staying in the game. Listen, those are things we have to make sure we're not celebrating. Sometimes we be celebrating losses like people don't won. No, you lost. Our kids need to know loss. And because they don't, then they do not have the ability to manage the emotions and manage those feelings when loss truly does happen, because that's what happens in real life, right? So those are two things I definitely want us to have. That's right. It's our responsibility, Mother Robinson. That's right. As parents, to teach that kind of level of emotional intelligence, that you win some and you lose some, right? So the first big conversation I want to have, that one, we have to do better as a people, as a culture, as a community, when it comes to taking care of our babies, right? We are in a situation right now where twin babies were abducted because the car was stolen with the babies in the car. Right? That should have never happened. If the car got stolen, so what? The car could be replaced. But you got two babies who was in the car. Right now, one of the babies have been left somewhere. So that one of the babies was found. The other one is still at large. Pray for these babies. But after this, there are parents globally that need to know that this is behavior that we cannot do. Right? We need to correct this behavior. That's number one. Number two, we have to teach, learn, train, develop in the area of emotional intelligence so we can learn how to deal with wins and know how to deal with losses. Now, I know that was heavy, but that's in the news. Y'all know we always talk about the news. We'll talk about it Tuesday. We always talk about the news. And so that's in the news, but I want us to do better. That's right, Jennifer. I want us to do better. This ain't the man. This ain't racism. This ain't nothing else. This is people making a decision in a split second and in a moment. But in those moments, we have to make better decisions, right? The next thing I want to talk about, let's lift it. Let's lift the whole conversation. I know that was heavy. Woo-wee. Listen, y'all know I love looking at movies. I love looking at shows, right? This show, y'all gotta go check it out. It is so good. It is Riches. Now, did y'all check out, like I told y'all, to go on Netflix and look at the Noel Diary, right? The Noel Diary. Did y'all go check it out? Huh? The Noel Diary on Netflix. Y'all, it is it's so lovey-dovey. It's so all the feels, all the emotions, all the everything. I love it. Woo! So I hope y'all went and looked at that. But now you're going to look at, it's on BET Plus, and it's called Riches. Is it on BET Plus? I don't know. But it's called Riches. It's a show. Check it out. All right. Riches is the bomb. That's right, Leanne. It is so the bomb. And we're looking at the Black Hamptons too. I just love seeing people of color with money in the show not be ratchet, right? I love that. And so check that out. Riches on BET Plus, and check out the Black Hamptons. Is really good. Now, I know we talked about Christmas movies. My family, personally, we don't celebrate, but we look at all the Christmas movies. So, y'all know Polar Express is my movie. I talked about it last week. I absolutely love Polar Express. It's such a warm movie. I love it. And so check out Polar Express this week while you're spending time with your family. I know my family, we got a pajama jam coming up on Christmas Eve where we're going to have chicken and waffles and chocolate covered pretzels and games and all that. And so we love spending time with our family. And then on Sunday, we'll be serving the homeless at the mental health shelter for men. We'll be serving them a hot breakfast, and then we'll be going to church. Y'all, our church is open. So we'll be having church. So make sure you do get all the feels, do all of that lovey-dovey stuff during the holidays to keep your spirits lifted. It's a time where a lot of people are sad. A lot of people are dealing with seasonal depression or just dealing with depression, period, with the loss of a loved one. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Kalani. Hi, Mignon. Make sure you guys do me a favor and share this broadcast. But do what is necessary to keep your head above water. That's what I'll say. Do what you need to do to keep your head above water, whether that's to take a trip. Let me tell you something. Y'all know I'm a travel agent. But this week, Vegas is super cheap. You can go to Vegas for $500 with 2 flights and a hotel. I'm telling you, Orlando is cheap this week. There are a lot of places that you can go to get away. So you could have a change of scenery, a change of weather, whatever that is. Do what you need to do to keep your head above water. All right. Even if it includes seeing a therapist. Y'all, I got a good therapist. Yes, honey. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do to keep your mind right. Trina, thank you for sharing. Winter, thank you for sharing. Y'all, let me tell you, I'm about to put her name in the comments. This woman is the doggone truth. Let me tell you something today. And she's saved, filled with the Holy Ghost, and she's a doctor in psychology, right? So she give me the medicine and Jesus. And so I absolutely love her. Get you some mentors in your life that you listen to. I made a post this week. Actually, it's a repost from 5 years ago. But if you have mentors in your life that you do not listen to, then those are not the mentors. And it's time to sever that relationship and get some new people in your life, because mentors can only guide you at the place that you tell the truth. And if you're not willing to tell them the truth, if you're not willing to be led or guided in a place that's unfamiliar to you by people who have the experience, people who are pioneers, people who have paved the way, people who have already went in the ditches for you, then it's time for some new mentors. But I am so grateful for those who I consider mentors, those who have permission to pour into my life, people who can deal with me, people who can discipline me. You need that, right? You need Jesus. You need the Holy Ghost. You need some mentors, and you might need a therapist. And in this season of my life, I need all of them. And so whatever you need to do to keep your head above water, do that. All right. Whatever you need to do besides drugs and besides sin. All right. Whatever you do to keep your head above water, make sure you do it. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is for those who do celebrate Christmas or Kwanzaa or Hanukkah, all three involves gift giving. Make sure you support a local business, right? Do not give all your money away to big business, because big business started as a small business. And if you want to see a local or small business to be able to take flight and get off the runway, it's going to require your support. So please find you some local businesses who give their heart. Hi, Lexi. Hi, Shamaya. Hi, Tasha. Hi, Danielle. Hi, Michelle. Do me a favor and share this broadcast. Hi, Nita. I want you guys, please support a local business. Y'all know my heart for entrepreneurship, my heart for local businesses, my heart for small businesses, my heart for women-led businesses, my heart for Black-owned businesses. Listen, but it requires the dedication, the support, and the intentionality of people to support those businesses. So I'm very intentional that my laundry detergent comes from a Black-owned business. I'm very intentional my toilet paper comes from a Black-owned business. I'm very intentional that my body care products come from a Black-owned business. I'm very intentional. Come on, my candles, of course, come from a Black-owned business because I'm a candle maker. Listen, I am very intentional about those things, and it requires my nails are done by a Black person, my hair is done by a Black person, my makeup is done by, you see what I'm saying? And so it requires attention, and maybe all of that is not your thing. Maybe you don't want to do all of that, right? But choose something that you can support a small business to see their business grow and to develop. All right. Hi, Michelle. Thank you so much. And so that's our conversation about businesses. I need to wrap this up. I'm about to meet a friend. The last thing I want to talk about. Oh, not the last thing. While we're talking about gift giveaway, can I please speak to the single moms? Can I speak to those married couples or couples, period? When it comes to money, do not spend all your money on one day. I've been there. I understand. I know. Do not spend all your money on one day. They will be all right if they don't get what their other friends get. Remember, we just talked about teach your kids about winning and losing, right? Maybe we need to teach them about earning the things that they desire, okay? That you just don't get it. But do not spend all you have, because the day after Christmas, that week after, your mortgage and your rent gonna be due. That week after, your electric, gas, and water bill gonna be due. That week after, come on now, your car note gonna be due, your insurance gonna be due. And if you cannot afford life insurance, you are already poor. And if you can't afford life insurance, you better not buy one gift, one toy. You better call and get you some life insurance. I'm about to leave y'all my life insurance person who helps us with all of that. If you cannot afford life insurance, if you do not have life insurance, don't buy one toy. Don't buy one game, sock, shoe, coat. I'm sure they already got a coat anyways. I'm sure they already got a pair of shoes. Don't even do it. Because you owe your children to be able to leave them legacy, not a pair of shoes that they're going to grow out of. You owe them to be able to leave legacy. All right? You owe them that. And so please make sure you do that. All right? Make sure you do that. Speaking of which, my church is having a toy giveaway. So if that's you, and if you can't afford life insurance, come to the toy giveaway, please. Listen, there is no judgment. I don't even need to see. Don't bring your pay stub. I don't care. We don't care. The volunteers there do not care. I want you to just come, get what you need for your family. If that's what you do, you celebrate the holiday or Christmas in this way, then come. I'm putting the address here. Manifestation Church, 1914 Bryce Road in Reynoldsburg, Ohio. Listen, we have a few partnerships with Supreme Life Foundation, Bridges to Life Community Services, Jerry's Kids Summer Camp, and Manifestation Church have all come together to collaborate to do this event for the community. I'm telling you, it's going to be huge. We're going to serve hundreds of children. We've even adopted one of the elementary schools in Reynoldsburg, Ohio, not to mention that Manifestation Church has been voted as one of the best businesses in the community. Right? People are seeing the community efforts that we are doing there. One thing is for sure, we are leaving an impression in that community. And so if this is you, we are inviting you. It is tomorrow. The toy giveaway is tomorrow. All right. The toy giveaway is Wednesday, December 21st, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. 4 p.m. You do not have to register in advance. You will register when you get there, but get there, because I'd rather for you to pay for some life insurance and get life insurance for you and your family than for you to go buy toys, get broke, and can't pay your rent, your mortgage, your light, your gas, and all that stuff. And on top of that, not even having the money to leave a legacy. All right? Not have the money to leave a legacy. Y'all know, listen, Lady J, Auntie, Mama, whatever y'all want to call me. We're going to have some straight conversations in our community, because that's what love does. Now, speaking of our toy giveaway, we talked about some businesses. We talked about the news. We talked about some movies. We talked about some businesses. We talked about the toy giveaway. And lastly, we're going to talk about our inspiration. And we're going to get off of here because I've been on longer than I wanted to be, right? I have been on today longer than I wanted to be because I told you guys I'm not in town currently. But here, this is where I want to go. We're going to look at Proverbs as me. I don't know, for those who are following me, if you've been following me, I do a discipleship group and I train and develop out of the book of Proverbs. And I want to talk about something we discussed on yesterday. In Proverbs, this book is the bomb. I'm telling you, everybody should be reading Proverbs with new eyes. Everyone should be reading Proverbs with new eyes. Listen, this is so good. So Proverbs, this is actually chapter 3. And this is for those people who say you got to be led to do good for people. And especially in this time, we see many people who may are financially challenged. You may see just an overpopulation of those who are homeless, people on the street, those who are asking for things. But I want you guys to hear this with new eyes and with a new heart. But Proverbs chapter 3, right, verse 26, it says, "For the Lord will be your confidence and will keep your foot from being caught. Do not withhold good from those to whom it is due, when it is in the power of your hand to do so. Do not say to your neighbor, go and come back, and tomorrow I will give it, when you have it with you today." Listen, the numbers drop that fast because they don't want to hear this. Listen, it says, do not withhold good from those to whom it is due when it's in your power to give it, when it is in your power to do it. Why would you say to them, I will go and I'll come back tomorrow and give it to you when you have it now? The Bible even talks about that when you give to the poor, that you lend to God. Listen, do not, if you have it in your possession, if you have the ability, a lot of times we'll be like, well, let me pray about it. Or I don't want them going to do this with my money. Do you understand that God sees things before you do? God knows before you do, and he's already made provision for you. For if you have given it, that God has already restored it back to you. Listen, 30, 60, 100 fold. Do you already know that God has made provision for that? And so do not be so consumed with saying, oh, I need to be led to give to this person who's standing at the light that I'm at right now. And I got $5 in my pocket right now that I could give to them right now. But I'm more concerned about what they're going to do with it. And listen, you need balance, because your money should be seed. And when you give your money, you should be able to reap a harvest from it. You do need to talk with God. But if you've talked to God all throughout the day, then you should be able to hear God in those moments. Oh, Lord have mercy. That's a whole conversation for next Talk About It Tuesday. You should be able to hear God in those moments when he is actively speaking, because you have a relationship with him and you've already been talking to him, that he'll be able to reveal it and show it to you in those moments that, yes, give this. But please don't be those people. And you don't have an excuse. The Bible here is clear here in the scriptures that when you have the ability to do it, why would you withhold good when you have the ability to be good and to give good, especially when your God said to you that there is no good thing that he will withhold from you? If we are the examples, if we are the hands and feet of Jesus in the earth, and he said there's no good thing he will withhold from us, then there should be no good thing that we withhold from those who need what we have. I know that's tough. It's tight, but it's right, right? It's tight, but it's right. And that's what we do on Talk About It Tuesday. We're going to talk about the news. We're going to talk about some good movies. We're going to talk about business. And I'm going to leave you with joy through a word of inspiration. I love y'all. We have hard conversations. We'll Talk About It Tuesday because we're a community, and that's what should happen, because we love each other and because we're the village for each other. We should be able to have these conversations that are uncomfortable, but that push us to be better and operate in a more excellent way. All right. And I got people in my life, let me tell you, who have hard conversations with me that are pushing me to do things in a more excellent way. So because I too am the hands and feet of Jesus in the earth. All right. I love y'all. Hope y'all ain't mad at me. And I hope you come back on Thursday to celebrate my birthday with me. And make sure, if you haven't done so already, some of you may have, because I had a birthday celebration on Sunday. You saw some of those pictures. And so you were saying happy birthday early, but my actual birthday is on Thursday, December the 22nd. And I sure want y'all to come on to say happy birthday then, right? So make sure you show me some love on my birthday. Make sure you say happy birthday to your girl, right? As we celebrate and close out the year with a bang. I'm so excited about what's happening in my life. I'm happy and for this time period of growing and developing in a very uncomfortable place. But do you all know that the Bible says that all things work together for your good? And so I believe this is a time and a season that it's going to work for my good. All right. I love y'all. It's your girl, Lady J. Make sure again that you check me out the rest of this week and see what's happening. Hello, Janine. Let me shout out a couple people. Janine, CC, Charlotte, Charlene, Andrea. Hey, fam. I love y'all so much. If you just joined, make sure you hit the replay and go back to the beginning to see what we talked about on tonight, because it's Talk About It Tuesday, where I'm always going to give you love. I'm always going to give you inspiration. I'm always going to give you joy. It's your girl, Lady J, and we out tonight. You got big dreams, big purpose, big visions on your mind. You just wanna change the world in these crazy times. You got ideas so big, you're scared of us. just takes some time and patience. When you're building something, you know I'm building something, you know I'm building something. Gotta keep striving, gotta keep going.